Hey, it's Brad. It is day 8 of our 30-day summer habitat marathon. We're going to be getting our equipment out to the hunting property soon, and on this episode, I have some preparation to do. So the drier weather and cooler temps have set us up to take out our big equipment out to the property in a day or two. Before we do that though, I have a lot of preparation that needs to happen with my machinery. I'll be using my tractor extensively for the projects we have coming up, and so I need to make sure it's prepped and ready to go. First thing I need to do is take care of all the grease zerks on all of the pivot points on the front end loader, because we're going to be using it quite a bit. After that, I need to put on the grapple, because we need that to be moving around some down trees up and down the hills. Following that, we have to put on the chipper, which we're going to be using to take care of all the branches that we cannot use for firewood, and we're going to use that mulch at various spots, including what we've talked about on the property on some of our pathways. I use the Kubota to take the discharged chips from the chipper, and I've modified the bed in order to take as much volume as possible to minimize my trips. But before I do that, I need to make sure that I have everything out of the back of the bed of the Kubota. And I still have my sprayer from the other day when we planted our food plots and knocked down the buckwheat out at the hunting property. Since I have it in there already, I might as well take care of some weeds that I have here at the home property, whether it be in our driveway or, probably more importantly, we need to terminate all of the buckwheat and the pigweed out in our home food plot. We'll get to the spraying in just a minute, but before we do, I want to take just a moment to talk about equipment. Now, if you're thinking about buying hunting property or really any property, one of the things that we often overlook is the need for equipment. Now, every property is different, so what you need to be successful on that property is going to vary from person to person. For instance, when I had permission properties where I could hunt on, I didn't have nearly the equipment that I have now, nor did I really need it. The landowners were kind enough to allow me to put in some small food plots and to cut some branches when I needed some shooting lanes for my tree stands and some other various activities that I did on their properties. Probably most important is some of the things that I needed in order to help with some of the challenges out at those properties when I needed a little bit of maintenance. So all those things are important to consider. If and when you get to the point where you have the opportunity to buy your own hunting land, there's the obvious cost of purchasing the land, and that can be significant. But if you stretch yourself so far that you can't afford to buy any equipment to maintain and improve the property, you're going to be setting yourself back and not utilizing that property the best way possible. I have an episode planned where we're going to talk extensively about whether you should buy or rent equipment for your hunting property. I'm really looking forward to that because I think it's going to be a really helpful one, and we'll talk about some of the processes I've gone through as well. But just briefly today, I just wanted to talk about some of the things you're going to see me working on, and I'll talk about what I use them for probably in the next couple episodes, specifically when I'm using them and why I decided to get them. You absolutely don't need the latest, greatest tractor or equipment in order to be successful on a hunting property. But at the same time, you need to make a good assessment as far as what you will need over the course of time in order to manage that land, make improvement, and being a good steward of it. And to be honest with you, some things that I've done on this hunting property, I could have never done in the past because I did not have the horsepower and the ability to do what I'm doing now. All right, it's time to get out spraying. Let's get this done. All right, we got the spraying done, so that's one more thing checked off our list. We combined the glyphosate with 2,4-D on that pigweed and the buckwheat, and so that means that's going to stay in the soil for 5 to 10 days. So we can't plant anything over the course of the next 5 to 10 days, but that's just fine because it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain anyway. So we'll just let the chemicals do their work, and we'll be ready to go for planting when we catch the next bit of rain. So I already have the tractor ready to go. The grapple is on. We have the chipper on the back, and we've installed the modifications to the Kubota so that it can actually take the chips for us. And we're gonna test it out because you remember the other day when I was taking care of a few trees here that had fallen at the property. We had that apple tree that had snapped a couple branches and that other dead tree that had fallen out by the elevated tree stand. Well, let's go ahead and take care of those. My wife's gonna be happy because we're gonna have a little bit of mulch for the multiple places she needs here. And then we'll go from there. Let's take a look. All right, so we finished up all that work and boy, was that satisfying to get that done. And I think we have enough preparation done that I feel very comfortable about us getting ready to go and maybe even get out to the hunting property tomorrow to at least get the equipment out there. So I think that's all we have unless, yeah, I still have to do some mowing. This is never gonna end. Anyway, thanks so much again for stopping by. I appreciate those of you that have been checking in with me almost every day. And I'll be here tomorrow, so I'll see you next time. Watch Brad work.